Hey everyone, welcome to today's edition of the Strategic Swing Trader. We have lots to talk about today. Let's start off by talking about the market, and then I'll go over my swing ideas with you for the upcoming week. But actually, before we do that, let's talk. Let me just go ahead and tell you now that I will be teaching an all-new class tomorrow called the Earnings Engine. And it's about trading earnings season. You may have seen my brokerage statements from the last earnings season. If you'd like to learn how I do what I do, join me in tomorrow's class. And if you miss it, if you happen to not see this video until later, you can still sign up and get the recording and the manual as well, which is over 120 pages long. I think it's only $195 is what T3 charges for it, so it's a very small sum of money to get my strategies, the 6 patterns that I trade during earnings season. I dropped a link to the description of the video, in the description of the video to the earnings engine class, so feel free to click on it and we'll go from there. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or anybody at T3. Would be more than happy to help you. Okay, on to tonight's topic, and that is first we'll talk about the market. I have the chart, the daily chart of the QQQ, which is the tracking ETF for the Nasdaq 100. You can also use the SPY, which was actually stronger than the Qs. It doesn't matter. They both look about the same. The Qs is weaker. How do I know? How do I know the Qs is weaker? That's a good question, isn't it? How can you tell the Qs is weaker? Can you tell? Look at the moving averages on the hourly chart. Look where the Qs closed today. Look how it stayed above the 20, right? The moving average on the hourly is still all out rising. When I say the moving average, I mean the 20 MA. If we look at the Qs, oh, it's starting to flatten out. See this? When we flatten out, it's when the stock is ready to turn the corner and transition lower. In this case, it's just starting to curl, so it's still still premature to be bearish. But we're starting to get a line in the sand. If we break under the low from the last 2 days right here, then sure, I'd be bearish. But notice I've been doing videos last couple days every day. I don't usually do videos every day, but this is my 3rd video in a row in the last 3 days. And I've never said once to short the market or to be bearish. Why? Because the moving average was still pointing up. We're still in an uptrend. It's only when the trend transitions. What do I mean by transitions? Well, let me show you a symbol from my bearish list. I'm not going to play it tomorrow to tell you the truth, but you see what I mean? When the moving average flattens out, starts to curl and point down, that's when I get bearish, not before. It would be novice and premature to get bearish while the stock or the market is still above its moving averages and it is still maintaining the uptrend. Now again, we do have a line in the sand, and I believe it is 159.60 on the Qs. The SPY, we don't really have a line in the sand, but the Qs usually leads the SPY. The SPY would be 256.66. 256.66 on the SPY. Even if we break down, look where the SPY is, above the moving average on the daily chart. We're not going to crash. I am almost sure we're not going to crash. We also have a higher low and a higher high. The trend is actually broken on the daily chart. If you didn't know that, the trend is actually broke. We have a higher low and a higher high. That violates the very definition of a downtrend, which is lower highs and lower lows. So even if we drop, and I believe we will drop, but we might just have 2 red bars, 1 or 2 red bars, and then start to move back up. And then from there, who knows? Because the weekly is still in a downtrend, so the larger picture, the weekly chart, is downtrending, but the daily for now has not given us the green light to go short yet. Okay, but I gave you the line in the sand for both the Qs and the SPY. The Qs looks better. Ultimately, this is how you want to see it look. That's ideal. when you have that rounding top and the moving average is pointing down, that's when I get bearish. Not before. The dish excess also, I believe, has a similar, just below it, has a similar rounding top on the hourly chart. That's why these are on my bearish list. We'll go over the bearish list in a minute. Let's first go over the bullish list for tomorrow, for Monday. I'm recording this video. Usually I do it on Saturdays, but I'm doing it today because I'm going to be teaching the class tomorrow. So I thought I'd put it out there so you can have plenty of time to also analyze and pick your plays. Unfortunately, I can't give you the ones that I picked for the Strategic Swing Trader program, or the Strategic Swing Trader members. I actually already picked 5 out of this list, and as well as this, the bullish and the bearish list. But I can't give you the picks. That's for paid members only. If you want to find out about the Strategic Swing Trader program, there's a link in the description that you can check out. Today, it's been an awesome week swing trading. I mean, every day has been a green bar. Every day has been a green day for me. Today, the WDR, I called it yesterday a swing short. It triggered, and today got to the target. Beautiful. Just one trade. Got right to the target. Last couple days, PIR got right to the, oh wow, PIR, I was out right there. It continued higher. Notice the PIR, it tripled. See this? From the entry, which was 31, 30, something like this, 32 maybe, or 30 cents. It's at $1, right? Got to $1, tripled. So that was the play last week. ENDP also got right to the target. Same type of play. Zaya before that also got right to the target and now is beyond the target. ACHN also all long. Apple, I'm in it still, the back half. Apple actually is not looking good. But you know what? I already took half, so I'm just going to stick with the back half right here. 140, 145.80, I believe, is going to be my stop. My average is 146. I'll tell you, 146.38 is my average. So I'm just basically, I'm not going to lose anything on it. I already took half at 152.80 yesterday or the day before. Not sure. Yesterday, I believe. So it has a sell setup on the day. It doesn't look good on the hourly, but again, I can raise the stop right here. But I'm going to stick with it. Apple and USO, same problem. And USO, I have it from this day, from 1084 is my average. I took half yesterday at 10.99, so somewhere here, and then I can raise the stop right here to today's low, or just give it the room, be willing to live through a pullback, because I'm expecting USO to get to $12, right? Now that's not a lot more. That's another $1. That's not a whole lot more, but I'm also gonna just live through a pullback and hope that it doesn't break and then it puts in a higher low and moves back up, especially since it's above the 20. So this is much stronger than the Apple. But Apple, again, I'm just gonna stick with it and see what happens. Probably I'm gonna give back the back half basically. But that's okay. I already exited half at the top. All right. You can never if you want to hold for the larger targets, you can't get too tight. If you get too tight, that's fine, but it means you're going to be out. You're going to get shaken out of your position. If you're going to hold for large targets, then you have to give the play the room. So starting with the long plays, with the bullish plays for tomorrow, for next week, CFRX, it's a penny stock, and I don't make it a habit of trading penny stocks. It's just it happens. It happened that the CFRX showed up on my when I was scanning tonight as one of the candidates to go back up. So what kind of a play is this? That's a climactic buy setup. Is it great? No, because the first bar is the largest. I like it when the largest bar comes at the end, which signals exhaustion. So it's not the best I've ever seen, but it's similar to the other ones that I showed you, the ACH and the transition on the hourly chart. See how it transitioned higher from here and then just kept going? ENDP, same thing, transitioned higher and then kept going. Whatever, the PIR, another penny stock, transitioned higher and kept going. So the CFRX is trying to transition, hasn't yet based for very long above the 20, but that's the idea, is that it's a transition A, is what I call it, a transition A on the hourly chart. So, and I like it higher. The dries is a daily buy setup. The dries never seems to really work. So just keep that in mind. The entry would be over today's high. Stop right here. Big stop for a $6 stock, right? HCLP, another little guy, but transitioning on the hourly, and it's also trying to transition on the daily. I wish there was a tighter base on the hourly chart, a flat base. This is more of a slanted base. So I wish it was a little flatter, but that's what we have. SGH gap down, and the gap is getting bullied, or it's getting bought. So over today's high, stop under the pivot as a long. UMRX. UMRX, truth be told, could go either way. It could be a sell setup that breaks down, or an hourly based breakout, considering that this sort of went climactic, the UMRX, but super thin. X is transitioning on the daily chart and an hourly breakout. The one thing that I don't love about the X is the extension. See this? Remember the GE worked. Same exact idea. Was a little extended too up here, but it worked. So X is the same exact idea. Those are the bullish ideas for early next week. I update the list and I share it with the strategic swing traders on a daily basis, but I don't want to do this video every single day, so I do it once a week and give you the list for Monday. And some of this list stays valid for the rest of the week. Some of it gets destroyed on Monday, fails, then I just remove it. Some of it also triggers. For Monday, believe it or not, I have it long, as I said, but Apple looks interesting as a short. I think it drops for a day or two. So here's the short, just under the base, stop right here, and the target would be right here and or the prior lows. If it gets to the prior lows, I'll be out. If it stops above this line, then I'll still be in it. Apple is right off the declining 20 on the daily chart. Sell setup. ADMA is another sell setup. I have a lot of rollover plays on the hourly chart. See this? So the short would be under today's low, stop above the highs. ADMA. Okay, a lot of similar plays, and that's due to the market. This is not similar. This is just a breakdown under a lot of bottoming tails, also a long base. So that's not bad. Breakdown on the AFIN. AKBA is a sell setup and a rollover or a rounding top sort of on the hourly chart. BRKB is a sell setup on the daily chart. This is Berkshire Hathaway, short under the base right here. It has actually pretty good reward to risk. What do I mean by reward to risk? Reward to risk means how much do you gain if it gets to the target versus your stop. So here's let's just say this is the entry and the stop. The bottom of the base is the entry, the top of it is the stop, and this would be the target. So it has about 4 to 1 to the target, to the prior pivot low. So it has pretty good reward to risk is what I like about it. It's a little sloppy, but it has good reward to risk. CASI is a weekly sell setup. That's a nice weekly sell setup right off the declining 20. Short right here, stop above the highs. If you're still watching this video, check out the link in the description if you're just tuning in, and hit the like button to let me know you've watched it, or leave a comment, a question, or just say hello. All right. CASI I like a lot as a weekly sell setup. CLNY is a rollover play or a transition C on the hourly chart. Short, stop. This is also sort of a breakout failure. What I like most about it, tell you the truth, I love the daily to here. That would be the target. But what I like most about it is the weekly chart. It's into a year worth of resistance. Look at this, guys. All of that resistance. So I like it. The location is what I like. Very, very good spot on the weekly chart to go short. And this is a pretty daily chart to come back down to here. Since it broke the 20, I wouldn't expect it to come all the way down to the prior lows. That would be unreasonable. Just somewhere there. So it's a retracement target rather than a continuation of the downtrend. I know I use a lot of concepts and terminology, that you might not be familiar with. But if you watch these videos, or if you're in the room with me, you'll get the hang of it just after a week or so. The court is a sell setup on the daily chart and a breakdown on the hourly. That's the entry and that's the stop on court. Okay. It has also the battle bar, which is a nice reversal bar. It's a doji bar. Crocs is very, very interesting. Let me show you. I mean, that is a climactic chart. That's an unbelievable chart. Check it out, guys. I mean, what a beauty. Look at this. From 2016 was a $10 stock. 2017 went to 75. Look at this. Straight up. Then crashed, just totally crashed when we had the recession, right? It dropped all the way down to $1. Can you believe it? From 75 down to $1. Then from there all the way up to 32. And now it's back up at 32. What a beautiful monthly chart. So this is getting a little bit climactic, and it does have an interesting daily chart. I mean, it has a really beautiful daily chart. Short right here, stop right there. But target is limited. It's exactly 2 to 1. I already plugged it into the spreadsheet and it gave me 2 to 1. The hourly, I like it, as I said, when the moving average flattens out and starts pointing down. This is not quite pointing down. It just started, I guess. So interesting short, stop right here. All right. That's Crocs. Derm is a sell setup on the daily chart and an hourly base breakdown. Not bad. Pretty good, actually. The only issue with it is the low reward to risk. Dish, I would say that is exactly the picture that you want to see on the hourly chart. That is truly, truly picture perfect. The dish on the hourly chart. What's not great about it, though? I'm not doing it. Can you believe it? I'm not doing this, which looks fantastic. The daily rallied too much. It broke the 20, number one. Number two, I don't think when I put it into the spreadsheet, I didn't think it had enough reward to risk. I could be wrong. What a beautiful hourly chart. I bet you that's going to work. I may change my mind about this because this is such a beautiful sell setup or breakdown. But again, when I plugged it into there's a spreadsheet that I share with the strategic swing traders, and it shows all the ideas, all the plays, right? For every day I update it. And I think when I plugged into the dish into the spreadsheet with the targets, I don't believe it gave me enough reward to risk. I may have to redo it and see if maybe I input the wrong targets, because it looks gorgeous on the hourly chart. XS is one of the most bullish stocks out there, but notice it maintained the uptrend on the monthly. But I like this big run up to fall back down to maybe 70 bucks. Just as a retracement target. I'm not expecting the excess to come all the way back down to 55 or go back in a downtrend. Just a drop to here, maybe 70 bucks. That would give us about $5-6. EXPE is a sell setup plus a breakdown on the hourly chart. Has an unfilled gap above, which is bearish actually. EXPE, that's Expedia, I believe. Yes, it is. Macy's 1, 2, 3, really bearish gap on Macy's. Traded it today, traded it yesterday also as a day trade, but here would be as a swing trade. Under today's low, stop above the high. Big stop, really big stop. RPM is a sell setup, nice hourly rollover right here. See how the moving average starting to point down, so just under the base, stop above it. SEM is a daily sell setup, really bearish tier 1 gap down. I didn't trade it because I didn't see it until later in the day. I didn't have it on the gaps list that day on the 7th. I don't know what day that was. The 7th was Monday. But Ryan in the black room played it. So that was nice. Now it has a sell setup. So I like it. Like it a lot. UAL has a 1, 2, 3 on the daily chart plus a breakdown on the hourly. So that's not bad. VGR is a rollover play, same as the dish, same as a bunch of other ones on the hourly chart. Since it's above the 20, I would only expect it to drop back down to the 20, about 20 to $10 or so. VMW is a sell setup, nice hourly, and then WMB is a climactic sell on the daily, tight base on the hourly. So that looks okay too. So I've given you a lot of plays here. Some of them will trigger on Monday, some of them will fail. I can't give you the picks. I can't give you the ones that I will be calling that I already actually posted for the strategic swing traders. But given you the list, the entire list here, so feel free to pick your own plays or join me in the program, and you'll know exactly what I end up going with. All right, guys. As I said, I'll be teaching a class tomorrow. It's a brand new class about trading earnings, and the link for that class is in the description of this video. So check it out. Hope to see you there. If not, I'll talk to you sometime soon. Enjoy your weekend. It hasn't started yet. Have a great weekend, everybody, and stay warm. Talk to you later.